Morning everyone, I'm just waiting for Norman this morning. He's coming out at 10:30. He's a beekeeper from Manuka Health. So Manuka Health have got a big factory just down the road, probably 5 k's down there, so they bring a few bees out. And I've changed the spot this year, so I'll tell you why soon, but I'm going to put them on the left side of this hedge here where it's pretty sheltered from the wind, or especially from a southerly, so we'll see what he reckons, but I'm sure it's no biggie, and it's probably actually quite a good spot. But the fog's just lifted too. We had a pretty massive fog this morning, or pretty heavy fog, real dewy. You can see the grass is pretty wet, but that's nothing new. We always get that after a big rain. So we can't be too far away.
Right, good deal.
See ya. I thought he was bringing the bees out, but he's going to bring them out next week. He just came for a look and to see where I wanted to put them, but he said there was a real way better spot than where they've been previously, so it's just easy for them, straight off the road, straight there, easy for them, easy for me, so that's good. Had a package come this morning too, just the farm package, but calf tags have arrived for this season, so 21. I get 80 of them, and I got some orange ones. I got 5 orange ones this year, because last mating I bought 20 straws of American Jersey semen and put them over the cows, so out of that 20 hopefully I'd get 5 heifer calves, and I bought these orange tags just so I could visually tell them apart from the others, to see if there's any comparison. It's a little bit of a trial I'm doing. I don't think I'll know too much until they start milking to see if there's a difference, but it's exciting, and I like doing little trials like this. We haven't sort of breached out and gone down this route before, so yeah, it's a bit exciting. They also threw in a flow meter, so Gallagher make these, and there's just a blue line on that, so that you hook this up to the water line. Each side's got a water line to this is 32 mils, and then that spins around when there's water going somewhere, so it's just an easy method to tell if there's a leak somewhere. So I ordered my last load of contracted PK probably 10 days ago, and it's supposed to come today. I'm not sure what time. It might be his last load, so it might be around that 4:30, 5 o'clock. I've got a little bit left anyway. I've got a couple of days worth, but this is a real good pit. I love this pit. It's handy to have, but I don't like these plastic covers. Like, they do alright, but when it's real wet, stuff gets down the sides and it gets mouldy, and it's not what you want. I do need to scoop this mouldy stuff out. It's not good for the cows. But I did see some covers you can get the other day, which is sort of like canvas. They're on tracks down the side, and a winch system where you just wind them and they collapse back to the back. So maybe that's something we could look at in the future, maybe if YouTube takes off one day, I don't know. But I can't get like the solid ones which you push the whole ones back off the end, because the maize bunker's right there, so that would be easy, but it's, yeah, I just can't do it. That looks a lot better now. It was mainly just that corner in there which got wet. I didn't have it covered when it rained, so it got a bit yuck. But I'll go and dump that. The truck hasn't turned up. They come from just down the road, not far, so they've got to go to Tauranga, so it's probably about a 4-hour round trip. So if we left at 6, he'd be here at 12. It's 12 now, so I'm guessing that he'll be here this afternoon, maybe. Yeah, 3 or 4 o'clock maybe, but we'll see what happens. So I'm just going to dump this and then go in and spread some stone up at the cow shed, because the tanker track's getting pretty yeah, thin at the moment, so I'll show you what I mean by that. So that's a little bit better than what it was. I know it's a little bit rough. It's not the smoothest, but the tank is coming tonight. And over the next sort of couple of weeks it'll flatten it out. Bit of weight. And also around here, so yeah, it's not too bad. It's better than what it was anyway. And I've got a bucket full of, or one little bucket here of stones that I'm going to drop in front of the PK bin because there's a bit of a hole there, so I'll fill that up for the truck this afternoon. Makes it a bit easier for him to back in there. Going in the shed. Just had to drench the carbs quickly for their weekly eczema drench. Spore counts just came out and they're about 240,000, so they're pretty high. And I'm going away for the weekend, so I hate to do it today because I haven't got a lot of time tomorrow. It's actually a couple of days later now. I didn't get a chance to finish this video off the other day because I had to get a pre-season game at rugby that night, and I had to get back and help with the kids, and we were leaving early the next day, so I was in a little bit of a rush. But if you do follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that I got away. I'll chuck a video up of where we stayed. We went to Lake Tarawera, which is by Rotorua there. We booked a house for a couple of nights. It was my mother-in-law's 60th, so she wanted to go and stay there, and it was yeah, a real nice spot. But the last load of PK arrived, so this is my last load of contracted PK, which means that back in June 2020 I contracted and said that I wanted 90 tonne, 18 tonne every second month at $280 a tonne, which was the price then. If I was to buy it now, it would cost me $340 a tonne, so it's a $60 a tonne saving, which is pretty good. It's certainly a lot over 90 tonnes. That price does change throughout the season. It is probably at its highest at the moment. All that doesn't change me because it's on contract, obviously. Generally the truck will just bring a trailer load because they can get 18 tonnes in the trailer, but he didn't have a back load, so he had to split it between the truck and the trailer, which means that I pay a little bit more for cartage. But I needed it here on that day because I didn't have enough to get me through till the following Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever they could have done it, because it was Easter 4-day weekend, so that sort of mucked it up. But that's good. It's good to get it here, and the cows will love it. The beehives have also turned up, so we'll go and have a look at them. I thought they were coming this week, but obviously plans change and they have delivered them, so I'll go and show you where they were last year compared to where they are now. This is where the bees were last year. They were just along this hedge line. There were 10 pallets. I just put a temporary fence around it and the cows kept out of it. It was pretty sheltered with the hill there and then the hedge, and the feed pad's just there, so it wasn't too far off the road. But you'll find out in a video coming up why I had to move them from there. But one of the reasons I was real keen to too was that every time they'd come and check them, it must have been their sort of last job of the day around that sort of 3 to 4 o'clock mark, and the cows are always coming past the feed pad, and most of the time they were on it. So it was just a little bit of a pain for them having to go through them. I'd always sort of let them through because I'd see them. But the new spot, or the new place that they are, is straight through there behind that tree line. That's where we were before, just through there, or there's hedge line just by the hay barn. And here's the pallets here. So there's 10 pallets with 40 hives on them. I'm no beekeeper and I don't know too much about it. From what I understand though is that at this time of the year, I guess it must be because they're doing it now, but you can split your hives. So if you have 4 hives, you can split them into 8 and effectively double the amount you have. But it's good to have them on farm. I love it. I think they're an integral part of sort of the ecosystem, and they certainly help with all the flowering that's going to happen, especially in these new grass paddocks in the spring. So looking forward to that, the little workhorses. So and they pay us in honey, so every 3 months we get a box of honey. It's 10 jars. It is Manuka honey. I'm not a big fan of it, obviously Manuka Health, but it's free. Well, effectively free. We just lend our land out, which doesn't involve us doing anything. So but yeah, it's nice to have them back. I'll just put a fence around it, which will stay there the whole time so the cows can't get in there and knock them over. That'll pretty much wrap it up for today's video, guys, so thanks for watching and we'll see you again next time.